Welcome everyone to the Students Orientation session, particularly for General School of Liberal Arts and Humanities. So I'm Ritu Nagpa, and uh, I have my colleague Mr. Jairam Gora also with me. So we'll be helping you all to know more about the Global Library, as in terms of resources, in terms of tools, in terms of services, what we offer. So we are going to take you all through. So just to give me a kind of, a basic understanding to what we are going to do today, I want you to be little more, kind of interactive so that, I can understand what exactly you people are looking for. So just a simple question to you all. So what do you expect by the end of today's session? What are you going to have as on, takeaway out of this session? Probably I'll be taking over this particular question once again towards the end. But before I begin, I want you to tell me what is the, kind of, objective of yours that yes, you are right here to attend this session. Is it just that you were told that yes, you should attend and you are attending, or else, there is some kind of interest which is, pulling you to attend this session, attracting you to attend this session? Any one of you can unmute yourself and tell me, or else simply type down in the chat box. Anyone? Something which you are looking forward during this session that yes, I should, focus on to that also, other than whatever plan I have. Yes, Shruti.
Professor, I haven't really had the time to attend the other library orientation meetings, so I'm not sure what to expect from orientation right now.
But then today you actually filled out some.
I can't hear you properly, Professor.
Yeah. So I'm saying that today you plan to attend this particular session. So just want to understand something you are actually looking out of this session. What exactly?
The resources specific to liberal arts students and what we can access through the library.
Anyone else beyond this? Anyone else? Your suggestion beyond this? Anything? So, to my understanding, what I take it as, yes, you people are here to know more about the resources as I've just mentioned. Yes, the accessibility again is a big question. How to access the resources? Few of you might be using a few resources during your coursework happening, or else few might be, are using certain resources and services and are familiar with what global library is offering you as students and learners. However, to give you a better understanding, so I'll be just sharing my screen with you so that you get to know it in a better way. So here we are, right at the entrance of the global library, so which you can see on your screen. Just a confirmation that my screen is quite very well visible to each one of you and fully audible.
It's visible, Professor.
Before I move on, I want you all to be kind of little interactive during throughout the session. It is not only that Shweta being proactive and she's only answering to my questions somehow in between. However, I'm not going to take it as a question and answer session wherein I want your inputs onto each one of the slides we'll be moving on, or each one of the resource we'll be moving on. I'll be taking you live to the library website also. So parallelly, I request each one of you to kindly, get onto the library web pages simultaneously. The way I'm doing, so the way you should follow parallelly, so that we are actually on same page. And in case if you are stuck somewhere or something, so we can always rectify right away, because once you get to know the tricks to adopt the technology, So probably at a later stage, you will never find any problem in accessing the resources. However, we'll be certainly sharing certain access points wherein you can get in touch with each one of us in the library also. So I'll move on to the next, page. That is, in terms of resources, what Global Library has to offer you. So we offer a kind of, combined collection of over 64,533 print volumes by an array of electronic resources, which includes 4.6 lakh ebooks available on different platforms, more than 800 multimedia collections, 13,741 subscribed journals, also newspapers, certain case studies, and course material. Beyond that, a lot more. So, in terms of information resources for School of Liberal Arts and Humanities, we do offer a huge set of resources. However, the first question on board is yes, how to access these resources. So, coming on to how to access these resources, I insist each one of you to kindly please follow this library website. The address part, it says library.jgu.edu.in, and I'll be switching on to the page, the library website, right here on your screen, that is library.jgu.edu.in. I hope it is very much clear and visible to each one of you. I'm just typing down this website address in the chat box as well, so you all can have a kind of hold on that. So probably you can also Google it out, and by typing the same address, that is very simple, library.jgu.edu.in, you will be landing onto a page like this. So by landing onto a page like this, just one second. So by landing onto a page like this, you will get to see on a horizontal bar right away, which gives you a kind of briefing of what all is there in the library in terms of resources, in terms of services, and then so on. Also, we are going to in detail talk about the catalog. Also, we'll be talking about a little, as I mentioned, different access points, the different contact points wherein you can get in touch with us. However, coming towards the right side on this homepage of the library website, so right on your screen, you can see we have a virtual walkthrough. That's a short video which we have tried to, build up for you and create for you, so that you can have a kind of feel to the physical access of the global library, as in how can you how all the sections of global library looks like. So I again insist upon each one of you to kindly watch this particular short video, which is just a 5 minute video, and then probably you'll have a good kind of a feeling that how each section looks like and what all each section has to offer you as a user of global library, right? So coming on to the left side, yes, we have a section called What's New. Right over there, we have a commonly used link these days, that's course material. Right below that, the quick links. These are the direct link to the resources and services, as you can see right on your screen. So we actually left onto a point of the presentation that how to access the information resources. So to build up a kind of bridge connection between the resources, the subscribed resources which we have to offer you from Global Library, what we say is that yes, you have to build in a connection in between the resources and yourself. So that way, in short, you to understand it in a better way. So we call it that you have to, when you have to access the resources remotely. So what can you do? So yes, you have to click on this option right under the quick link, that is remote access policy. So when you click onto this remote access policy, you will be landing onto a page like this, wherein all the information related to the access policy is given right here. So clicking onto this link, you will be landing onto a page for remote log, wherein it says remote access of digital resources. So we are connecting, we are building up a bridge connection in between the resources, the digital resources, remotely. So what you have to do is, very first step, login button is right there on your screen towards the right side. So by clicking onto this, it is going to certainly prompt you to type in, select a login type. So by doing this, you will be, getting connected to the resources remotely. But in case if you are a first time user, so for that, you have to get yourself registered for the first time using your complete JGU ID. Your full JGU ID is required at the time of, registration. So full JGU ID, which starts from 21 JGLS and goes till jgu.edu.in. So the complete JGU ID is required for you to register for the first time. So since I'm already registered, so it is not prompting me to do so. So either of the option I'll opt for, and I'll click onto this, and I'll be landing onto a page, and I am actually, successfully able to build up a connection between the digital resources of the library remotely. So hence, right on my screen, I can see there is a list of all databases right there. So which is again alphabetically arranged, and then I can either scroll up by doing this, or else I can just simply, check onto one of the resource right here on my screen, and then I'll be directly landing onto the page wherein this particular resource is actually available. So hence I'm already logged in. So the system is not going to prompt me to log in to each and every resource again and again. Hence I can directly log on to the resources, whichever I opt out of this whole list, which is again alphabetically listed. And then if I scroll down, it is again segregated according to the subjects and maybe the types. Yes, ebooks will be constantly required by you. Other than that, we also have right on this page the individual journals and magazines which Global Library has subscription to. Or else I can, simply directly log on to the library catalog, and the moment I click onto this library catalog, I'll be landing onto a page like this right over here on my screen. It is yeah. So the moment I click onto library catalog, so I'll be landing onto a page like this, wherein on the page, right here on my screen, as you can see, I have a search bar right here, and right below that I also have the new arrivals in the library, and towards the right side I have two boxes right here wherein it is prompting me to add in my login details, right? So how this particular page is actually known as online public access catalog. So this is a place wherein you can check onto each and every book which is cataloged with the Global Library. You can check all details on this, and then by simply adding your keywords, let's say if I say I am going to type down something related to psychology today, so I'm just running a random search. So simply just by typing psychology right here, so I'll be getting a results page wherein you can see somewhere close to 11,000 results are there right on my screen, which includes the print collection also, and also the electronic collection. So whichever book, whether electronically or in printed format, is cataloged in the catalog of Global Library, that is online public access catalog, is right there on my screen with the keyword psychology. So now further on, what I can do is I can referring to this left side panel right over here, I can further on refine my search. Maybe, either I can simply, select for one of the topic. Let's say I want to dedicatedly go for psychology as in. So what I'm doing is I'm actually narrowing down my results. Earlier I had somewhere close to 11,000. Now I have somewhere close to 9,000. So now I only want to check out that what all ebooks do we have in the library, right? So if I say I have these many, let me just show you what is the number of guests. I am close to 8,743, and then further on, maybe, as per the series or maybe places, or further on, if I want to go with, journal psychology or social psychology or cognitive psychology, so I can do that. Or probably, I can just simply go with this only, and probably I am landing to a book, wherein, it fits in my interest area, which says legal insanity and the brain science. So law and European code. So probably what I have to do is, as I am looking for something in e-library of the global library, so what I can do is, it gives me all the information of the book. Beyond that, it gives me also the online access. So either I can click onto this link right here of the book, or else I can directly click onto the access point, and then the link is going to direct me where actually the book is right available for me to have a look onto that. As you can see with this, it says yes, I have access to full text, and then maybe I can read it online, or maybe opting of either of the option can be done. Or maybe, when I do this, the book is actually going to appear right on my screen this way. So I can, either I can just see the full text of it, or maybe, I can just, run a quick search onto that. And similar way, if I go back onto this, so I'll just click onto another title right here. I'll show you why I'm giving you these two different examples, because each and every platform, particularly for, electronic books, has a different access pattern. So like I had shown you something on Bloomsbury collection. So now I'm trying to show you something with Springer link, and then right away, as you can see, the book is right there. So either I can just, download the PDF, or else I can simply read it online. So either of it I can do that. So this is how, the books which are available in electronic format can be accessed. So coming back, I am taking you back to the print collection again. So as I'll just pick up this particular example, it says psychology of television. So the moment I click onto this, a page with the detailed information of the resource is going to appear on my screen. So herein, I can see I have an item type. I have 4 copies of this book, and all these 4 copies, as in status, is right there available for me to access, in particular in printed format. Now, to access these books in printed format, what I'll do is I'll follow this call number, right? And I'll reach up to that particular shelf, because each and every shelf put up for the printed books in the library has a call number, and then all these call numbers are labeled on each and every shelf in the global library, which are again numerically and alphabetically arranged, and then accordingly I can reach up to that particular shelf, pick up the book, and then get the book issued, right? So this is how I can check up all the details right on my catalog related to the printed books or the books available in electronic format. And however, whatever I want to do further on to filter, to narrow down my search, I can do accordingly, and bring out to the desired results and I am actually looking for. So till here, I seek your confirmation that whether I am clear with connecting to the resources through remote access, and also searching a book, whether in printed format or in electronic format, on online public access catalog. All of you can quickly just raise your hands and do the needful. Great. So in the meanwhile, I also have, one question right on board, that is by Akash, that he's saying that in case if we are looking for any specific title that is not cataloged, so how do we request it, right? So something which is not available in the catalog, which you need to request. So what you can do is you can always write down to and just share the ID glus@jgu.edu.in, and hence you can mark a request on this particular ID. And then probably but then what my suggestion would be that, whenever you are requesting something to the library, or recommending something to the library to add to the collection, so your request has to be enrouted through your instructor. So probably, you can request your instructor, and in case if your instructor is going to, forward that particular request to us, it will be easy for us to take a call to add that particular resource in the collection. However, we are not discouraging you as a student not to request anything to the library, but then, if you do so and, route your request through your instructor, it adds kind of, some weightage to your query, I mean, to your request. So it becomes kind of, better, I mean, very easy kind of a decision for us to take upon, right? So I hope, Akash, I was able to answer your question. Great. So most of you has given me kind of, a nod on to this, that yes, it is kind of, the basic part is kind of clear to you. Also beyond this, you can, in the beginning also, you can just quickly, narrow down your search by opting title, author, or something, call number out here, or else you can directly go on to the advanced search option and, run a quick search for your search query, whichever you are trying to search. So as you can see, this running message says that this is an online public access catalog, and I was running a search without adding my credentials right here for the keyword which I've just, shown you as an example. So I did not enter any of the credentials right in these two boxes. So again, coming back, as I'm saying that this is online public access catalog, and hence there is no restriction, no requirement to add in your credentials to run a quick search right on this, because itself it says it is a public access catalog. So no credentials are at all required for you to add in and to run the search or to access any of the resource through this catalog. But then in case if you are trying to access something through remote access, so I've already told you how to connect remotely with the resources, right? So these two things are absolutely different. Just to run a keyword search right here on the catalog, you do not need any credentials. I am repeating this again and again just to give you a kind of clarity onto this, that you need not to have any login ID and password to run a search on the online public access catalog, in short, which is commonly known as opaque, right? So why do we have given this option right here on your screen for login ID and password? It is just for you at a later stage, once you're back on campus, sometime, later you want to, probably refer to your circulation history, that what all you have borrowed, or maybe you want to check upon that which all items are, overdue in your account, or something of that sort. Maybe, you can refer this to build up your reading list also. So for in that context, you might require your login credentials, but to, run a quick search, you need not require any credentials, as it says it is online public access catalog, right? So I hope I am pretty clear with this. All right. So coming back onto the library website again. So I am sure that I am very clear with connecting you with the remote access page, and I mean resources the digital resources remotely, and also with the catalog part, how can you quickly run a quick search for your particular keywords and check up what all books are cataloged with the global library and so on, right? All right. So coming back, right on the homepage, we also have something called course material, which in the beginning I said it is, essentially required for you at present when we are beginning a new semester altogether, and we are quite keen to know that what all resources in particular related to my course material are right there. So this is one page which is going to help you extensively. So now this page is going to take up to you a page like this, which is right there on your screen, which gives you a kind of, uh, direct links to the textbooks and other reading materials according to the different schools which we have. So particularly when I say a school for liberal arts and humanities, I have right there. So the moment I click onto this, I'll be landing onto a page wherein I have information of the courses right listed out here on the screen. So as you can see, I have recommendations for just 4 courses for your particular school. So that does not make that that does not give you a kind of information that only these courses are available for you to go with it, or we do not have any detailed information or so on. No, it is not that. It is just that the instructors of your school, uh, those who have requested the library to make available the required main text or additional text readings for you people. So what we have done is we have assimilated at one place and given a direct link for you to have an easy access to it. However, those courses which are not listed right here, it in turn gives you a kind of message that yes, your instructor has devised some other ways and means through which they are going to meet your learning needs, right? So hence library do not have any role to play in that. However, whatever was requested to the library, we have tried to keep it right here in front of you on your screen. So if I take an example how to access it, so now the moment I click on to counseling psychology by Dr. Angela, I have certain main readings given right out here, and a link to it right on your screen. As you can see, we have given right on your screen. So probably clicking onto that, you will be landing onto the required resource accordingly. And then if I go to Dr. Shubhra's recommendation for main text and alternate readings as well, you can see that this particular book is already on order. And then we also have another additional alternate reading which says that the message says that this print copy is already available in the library and the link to it. So if I click onto this page is going to take me to the page of catalog, that is online public access catalog. However, I want to take up a little more few more examples to give you a better understanding onto this particular course page. And then again, if you see Dr. Maria, for her also this book is placed on order. Or else if I go to a main reading for Dr. Satiki, so again this is on order and additional reading is again on order. So now if I come back to here, so Dr. Shubhra's suggestion for alternate reading, which is right there in the library. So I clicked onto this link and it opened up into the new tab with the same opaque page, wherein it tells me that yes, we have 2 copies of these 2 books, and it gives me a status also that one textbook is available and the other one is under restricted access, right? So if it is available, so that means you as a student can always come back to the library. So whether in case it would be fantastic if you can visit the library and get the book issued. So for textbooks in particular, what you can do is you can we have recently introduced a new textbook policy which says that yes, you can borrow a textbook for one whole semester by paying a nominal fee to it. However, in any case of in any journal book which you want to borrow from the library is available for 30 days. But for a book which is falling under the category of textbook, so for that you can borrow that particular textbook from the library for one whole semester, right? So now what you will do is you are just checking up with the title available on the catalog, and then you got to know that yes, the book is available. The moment you saw, you can always mark a request at glus@edu.edu.in, and we'll put it on hold. And the moment you can visit the library, you can borrow that particular book and pay the nominal fee to it, and then probably get the book issued. However, in case in extreme situations you're not able to visit the library, so in that context, I would suggest that you can always, share your request onto the same ID, that is glus@edu.edu.in, and request us to send the book through courier, and we'll try to share the required protocol. I mean, follow the required protocol and inform you and update you accordingly, and do the needful in the best possible manner, right? But then again, we again insist upon that each student of should have their own textbook, because it is always good to have your own copy with you. However, then again, as I mentioned, in extreme cases I'm not going to restrict onto I mean, we say that yes, in case if the book is available in the collection, you can always put a request for that. But then, yes, as just asked, that in case if the book is not available, or maybe the number of copies are not sufficient, and again in the market, if the book is not available, then the students are in a quite bad shape that how to go about it. So for that matter, you can always write to us, and we'll be really happy to help you in that particular context, right? So I am again confirming from each one of you that I hope I am clear with the textbook policy. Yeah, the textbook policy. You can simply raise your hand and give me a confirmation to move on. Hope I'm clear with the textbook policy. Yes? Either of you can quickly just give me a confirmation whether I'm clear with the textbook policy. Thank you, Tisha. I'm coming back onto the library homepage again. I'm right here. Then, okay, so for a while, I'll take you back to the presentation right over there, wherein we spoke about the access to resources and so on, right? So coming on to this page, wherein I say that yes, these are certain set of journals which can be referred for you as a student of liberal arts, and to wherein these journals will be kind of prove to be a kind of good resource for you to work on. However, your search is not restricted to this particular collection also, but then advisable would be yes, you can always refer to this set of journals. Now, since we have already built up a kind of connection between the digital resources remotely, so I'll just quickly show you a few examples. Like, let's say we clicked on to Cambridge Core Journals through remote access, and then probably we were right over there on that particular page. So what we did was we clicked on to this remote access page, and we landed up by building up a connection onto a page like this, wherein the list of all the journals were right there. And when I clicked onto the Cambridge Core Journals, so I'll be landing onto a page like this, right? So by checking onto the content I have access to, it is going to give me a kind of only this relevant search items which I am looking for. I'd again quickly search for the same keyword for psychology. I'm not going to go with the suggestions which this platform is actually offering me, suggesting me. However, I'll be the moment I run my search and I have limited to the content I have access to, it gives me kind of close to 2300 results, and I'm right there. And this green tick says that yes, it is an indicator that yes, I have access to these all contents right on the page. And further on, looking onto the left side panel right on my screen, it also gives me an idea that how can I filter down my results, maybe by years, or maybe by particular subject, or maybe the content type. Either I'm looking for books, journals, or maybe I'm just looking for articles or some chapters and so on. So I can do that. Taking another example of another platform which was next on the screen, that was Duke University Press Journals. As I've told you initially that yes, each and every platform has a different access pattern, right? So now Duke has Press also has the same way, a different access pattern, wherein I'm again running a quick search for psychology. I'm not going with any of the suggestions right on my screen. So again, as you can see, it is giving me somewhere close to 16,000 results, and I'm right there with the green tick right on my screen, which is again an indicator that yes, I can have an access to it. Either by clicking onto this PDF option, I'll be able to download it, or else I can just simply read it online. The choices absolutely completely mine, that how do I want to go about it. Coming back onto the list, where I mean the suggestive list again, we also have something on other platform, the other information that finds online, also journals, and then so on. uh, yes, as you'll be extensively be learning about arts as well. So probably say journals of urban studies and planning, or maybe the communication and media studies, or maybe South Asian archive will be also a kind of beautiful resource to work upon. Moving on to the ebook platform. When we say ebook platform, I told you each and every platform has a different access point. Now, either way, you can have an access. You can just quickly scroll down, or maybe you're just going to, let's say, Geek Writer platform. So when you go on to that, I'll again run a same keyword search with psychology. I am taking the same keyword on different platform for you to have a better understanding that how your search interface, I mean, since it is different on each and every platform, will look like. With the same example, I'm taking it just to give you a better understanding. Again, this platform again gives me an option. Either I can go with all accessible content, or else only open and free access, or else only all I can go with. So I have opted for all accessible content, and it is right there on my screen. Whatever I have access to, it is going to give me a list of that right on my screen, and accordingly I can have an access to it. Probably going back to the list, if I say I want to probably have access to maybe something available on ProQuest ebook, so probably clicking onto that again. If I run a quick search with the same psychology. So again, own and subscribe to by my library. I'm restricting my search. So whatever is available with me as a member of JGU is right there on my screen. Either I can download, I can read online, or maybe I can first refer to table of contents and more, and then probably I can go with it, or else I can just add into my collection, and so on can be done right away. So hence I'm very clear with this option as well. Again, I seek your confirmation onto this, that yes, are you clear with the accessing the resources in terms of when we are talking about the selective resources remotely, or else when you are trying to access the ebooks? Just give me a hand raise or thumbs up. Either of it would work. Are you clear with that? Quickly, each one of you. Thanks, Disha. Thanks, Akash. Coming back onto the same list, right? So I'll be talking now more about the newspapers and magazines also. So right on the screen, as you can see, I have certain suggestions for individual journals as the same psychology and development societies. I have right on my screen. I'm not saying that you will not be able to have an access to other journals, but then yes, I mean, whatever I'm picking up, I'm trying to, relate it closely to your interest area, right? So, something, related to psychology, if you click onto that, you'll be again, oops, there's some error from my side. So, again, since we are, already connected, so probably it is not going to opt me to log in. Let me just try with other options. It is not loading, probably some error from the vendor side. Oops, happening for each one of it. So in case a error like this appears, so probably just clear your cache and then try to do that. Or else you can always connect with us by writing your query to eresources@jgu.edu.in, because we are talking something, we are dealing something with e-resources in particular. Or else one common ID is again, glus@jgu.edu.in would again every time work for your request. Because, at times it also happens that few platforms that work efficiently on Mozilla and few platform work better on Chrome also. So it is, sometimes you have to, do such, adopt such tricks by, using all these journals often, so that you get to know that how to, really go about it. So, without taking any more time, I'm coming back with some more piece of information which is really useful when we are talking about e-newspapers or journals and magazines. So, I'm already on the page on the library website. And what happened was, I was here right on the home page, and what I did was, I am just scrolling it down, and right under quick links I have an option called e-newspapers, and I'm right there with a list of different subscribed magazines and open access newspapers, or maybe the subscribed newspapers. Now let's say for your case, for your subject, maybe international New York Times will be something which will be really useful for you as a learner. So how to have an access? So this particular page, why I'm showing is that other than what we have in subscription to you in whole is available through remote access, but however there are certain platforms wherein library has a limited subscription to it. In terms, yes, we do have subscription to it, but then it is limited in number, like the license to it is in limited form, but then still you have an access to it. So how will you get to know about it? So this info link is certainly going to help you to get to know all about it, that how you can have an access to it. Probably when you click onto this info link, you will get to know the coverage of how to access. Now it says that yes, when you are in campus you have unlimited access, or else when you are not in campus, you can access this particular platform through remote access, right? And how can you do that? You can go to newyorktimes.com and then create your ID, and then probably you can have an access to it. So right, coming back onto the same page, probably some magazines like Caravan, Diplomat. Again, we have limited user license subscription to these resources listed right below. So how will you get to have an access to these particular resource? As I mentioned, we are talking something about e-resource, electronic resource. So probably whenever you are looking for something on this particular magazine, so what you can do is, you can always write a request to access this particular magazine, and then your request should be marked to eresources@jgu.edu.in, And then probably maybe in certain cases maybe we can download the article and share with you, or else we'll try to serve you in the best possible manner it is possible, right? So hence wherever you're going to work with digital resources or e-resources or the ebooks, you will often get to see a link like this which says info. So this info link on ebook pages also is right to give you the detailed information of the resources which we have and how you can have an access to it, maybe the coverage area, maybe the subject area, and so on. So probably you can check onto that. But however, the information, the list of resources given right here and given on the remote access page, uh, that is this, is more or less similar, right? But it here we do not have the info link, but here it builds up your connection with the resource. However, when you come back to the library website, when you check onto this, so here we have added this info link right here, and then probably having an access to this info link will help you to know your resource in better. So when you click onto this digital resource, the complete list of all the databases which we have in access, maybe all the magazines, all the limited users, or maybe and as in whole, whatever we have subscription to, it is going to be listed out here. However, when you are talking about something in particular, let's say you're talking about ebooks or maybe the newspapers, these are right available in under these tabs. And then again, this remote access link takes you right there to the resource. So till here, I hope I'm very clear with how to go about it. I'm not going to take more time. However, I'm directly taking you to the help menu, wherein these are all self-explanatory terms, which says how to connect with different emails and phones, or maybe talking about the frequently asked questions. But then yes, I'll be talking in detail about the user guides. Why? Because these user guides are something which is of high importance for you presently. The very first on this page, we have a beautiful brochure built in. That is, a brochure for JGU Digital Library. Please, please, please go through it and, just read in detail all about it and take up, select, assimilate the information all related to your digital library in short, which is available in this brochure right away. Other than that, we also have certain step-by-step guides to have an access to these resources. Now when I'm talking about these resources, maybe when you're talking about something to connect with e-resources, you're unclear with that. So probably by clicking onto this, guide is going to appear on your screen, referring to which the screenshots are right there. These screenshots and the directions will help you to reach up to the desired page which you are actually looking for, right? So similar way we have for other options like connecting to Pearson e-library, or maybe the book platforms on different platforms wherein we have books too, maybe the EBSCO host platform, or maybe how to run a quick search on OPEC. So all that is right there for you to have an access to it, right? Coming back again onto the help menu, last on board I have live assistant. When I'm saying live assistant, what does that mean? That yes, we are right there to assist you in real time. Now, how do I say? Right on your screen towards the bottom of your right side, if you click on this yellow and green icon, so pop-up is going to appear on your screen, which prompts you to add in your name, ID, and your question. The moment you do so, and you know, and press enter, you'll be able to connect with each one of the staff member to guide you and assist you accordingly. Now, let's take an example. So probably you are trying to have an access to any particular resource, and you are stuck right there, and you don't know how to go further. So probably you can always write down a request to us, and then probably we'll be guiding you accordingly and get to resolve your issue right away. However, you still feel that yes, by simply continuing over a chatbot will not be a good option. So you can always connect with audio or video call by using MS Team and making a call at glus@jdu.edu.in. We are right there to guide you and help you in real time, right? So maybe by sharing your screen and you can do the needful, and then we are really there to help you accordingly. All right. So coming back onto this, we also have certain, aggregators, wherein, for all these aggregators in detail very soon, we are going to announce with certain trainings, which I again insist upon. These aggregators will help you to run a common search, like a common search. Let's say when I'm running a search with the keyword, psychology. So on these, aggregators individually, you will get to know that what all journals are there, what all ebooks are there, what all, maybe you can go with certain, suggestions by the platform and how you can narrow down your search. So kindly keep yourself updated with the events page right on the library to get yourself updated with what all trainings are coming up, and do enroll for those, register for those trainings so that we can, really help you. Other than that, in case if you feel that any of these options is not going to fit in your basket as in particular, so again, I insist upon, for any trainings, you can directly mark a request to me, that is ritunagpal@jgu.edu.in, or else one common ID, that is glus@jgu.edu.in, and one of us is right there to assist you in the best possible manner as promised. Other than that, the same floor plan is right there on the homepage of the global library under about the library, wherein you can check upon all these, and then go with the rules and regulations and follow accordingly. However, the options to connect with us is equally available in either of the ways for you to get onto all the knowledge sets which we have to offer. Beyond that, in case if you're still looking for any kind of support beyond whatever I have mentioned right away, or whatever we have listed out right on the screen on the library website, even beyond that, in case if you feel that yes, you are still missing on to something which your library should assist you with, that please feel free to write to us at glus@jdu.edu.in, and we'll be happy to take it over. So herein I close down my presentation for now, but then I am really looking forward for your suggestions onto this, or probably somewhere at any point of time during the flow, in case if you feel that yes, you were unclear with something, so do share your questions with me. I'm open for that. Anyone. So one question was there on board, that how can we, whether we are going to have an access to the recordings or not. Yes, I am gradually updating the events page with the sharing the recordings on the events page off and on. So once again, keep yourself updated with the events page, and then probably we'll be posting up the required events recordings on the screen, on the library website. Anything beyond this, in case if you have? Alright, so I'm just quickly sharing a feedback form right away with you people. So those who are present right away, if you can just quickly fill in your feedback form, and then just to give me an idea, and just to help me in identifying the priorities, and maybe yeah, in case if any improvement or any suggestions are required, so probably to have a kind of better association, since we are just at the beginning point of your journey with JTU. So we want to make it a very comfortable and a fruitful learning for you, not only for now but for your entire life too. So for that matter, we really need your feedback onto this. So again, a request to each one of you to kindly fill in this feedback form and connect with us. Anyone beyond that? Any questions on board? No questions? At least give me a thumbs up or hand raise so that I get to know that yes, it is complete in form. Thank you, Mehak. Thank you, Akash. Others, I am still waiting. Thank you, Yuvraj. Thank you, Tisha. Yes, Ashwin, you want to say something?
No, I'm sorry. I just clicked them. Sorry.
That's absolutely fine. So, anyways, thank you, Arjun. Anyways, at any point of time, you feel that some particular resource which is truly kind of a benefit for you and really useful for you, and you really seek up to training in particular for that particular platform, or accessibility issues are there. So probably please feel free to write to us. So in terms of e-resources, when I say that yes, you can directly mark your query to e-resources@jgu.edu.in, I'm not saying that yes, you cannot mark your request at GLUS, but it is just to give you a quicker response onto the required queries and so on. However, you can always, a common ID is for your all common queries is glus@jgu.edu.in. All right. So till here, so happy weekend to all of you, and thank you so much for joining in. And I'm still looking forward for your feedback. And yes, we are equally quite keen to see you all very soon on campus, and looking forward to it. However, till then, we are very keen to meet you on through this virtual platform. So do keep writing to us, sharing to us your queries, and we'll be really happy to help you in each one of the case. Right? Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. Bye bye. Take care.